Oh, hello, my sweet. So won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh non-binary hell world magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets, and good morning. So today we are getting back to our friend Grief. So beautiful. What a happy, happy, happy boy. Just in time to get everybody nice and spooked for Halloween. So I'm going to grab some clean painting dishes right quick. And then we're going to pop over there. Pop back over here. Yeah, let me grab a clean little palette. Yeah. So this has just been soaking in acetone. Oh, it's grief. Oh, good grief. It's the griefy boy. Hi, Possum. Yeah, so I finished up painting the last of the models for the Fall of Rothenburg this morning. All that is left is to do their bases. So I'm pretty excited about that. That means that we are good for tonight, which we will be doing the part 3 tonight, and then next week we will do part 4. But I've got everything done for both, so it means I can get back to other things like the griefy boy. Grief. All right. How are you, Possum? Hopefully well. Hopefully it was not too bad yesterday with your management being there. This is a disgusting little palette that I've got a bunch of oil in. All right, I'm gonna grab some Gamsel just in case I need some more. I'm gonna turn off. I'll leave the light on. All right, and I'm gonna blow my nose right quick. Then we're gonna get to it. A little bit behind. My sleep schedule was a little wonked. A little wonky. Hi, Theo. I'm also going to change my pants. I feel like I'm going to get too hot in these. Alrighty. New pants. New pants, new man, right, Theo? I guess, Dad. Alrighty. Let's get creepy with it. Alright, so I'm pretty excited to try out this new paint that I've got, Naples Orange. Put my flips on just to come over here and take them right back off. Oh, grief, I forgot. You're kind of difficult to paint, but that's okay. We'll figure something out. All right, I'm thinking I want to try some Naples Orange. Pretty happy with what it looks like, but let's see. That's a good skin tone. That's gonna be good. Alrighty. Now I'm just gonna get paint all over the damn place. Let's go with this guy. You've not seen much action, my friend. If any. You've not seen any action ever. I'm feeling like this is going to be, man, the printers have fallen silent. Yeah, that's pretty much just like the skin tone that I have been working with. So let's get a little white on there. Maybe tone it down a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Just a little pale, creamy white color. It's gonna look great. You're gonna look beautiful, Grief. Mowgli, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. It's Grief. Grief is in the house. Let's see. Right about there, maybe? Yeah, I think that's in focus. Come here, laptop. That looks like it's in focus. There we go. I watched an amazing movie last night. What'd you watch? Give us the movie recommendations, Mowgli. We need them. It's called Come and See Horrible Beautiful. Talk about dread. It is a World War II movie directed by a war survivor. The boy gets traumatized while filming that he didn't act for another 12 years. All right, that sounds good. That sounds like my kind of jam. Sounds like something I could definitely get down with. Come and see. All right. Noted. I will check that out. That sounds like my jam for sure. All right, now Grebo and Grebo are starting to make a little bit more noise, and it doesn't seem as weird and quiet in here. See, yesterday Kelly went to go see. I don't remember if it was a play or if it was they played the film, but Hocus Pocus with an orchestral accompaniment. She went to go do that with her mom and sister. So yesterday, I was just pretty much working most of the day, but I got a whole lot done. It felt good. Feels good, man. These nails are going to be such a pain in the ass to paint. I think we already knew that, though. We definitely did. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so I'm thinking tonight at 7. I am not going out tonight, so there is no worry about that. I'm very excited how much I've got done. Feels good, man. And now I can put more effort towards learning how to use the cameras, which is what I'm going to be doing today. Try to get a little bit more familiarized with all of my filming gear. Probably try out some green screen stuff. If I don't do that today, I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, finally got some breathing room. And it feels good. Feels good, man. Which means we get to finish up this boy as well as the commission for the wires for Trench Crusade, which I'm very much looking forward to. Am I good volume-wise? I didn't mess with the volume, but I don't know if it's quieter today or not. So just let me know if I need to turn it up. And for what? Turn up for grief. I think we're gonna maybe pick him up. Put him on something. Perhaps. He's doing okay right now. We're doing okay right now. Taking out yesterday and played more unicorn over it. Hell yeah. Before this movie, he made nothing but comedies, and his wife and everything he makes after is depressing, beautiful. Okay, Mowgli, I'm sold. Yeah, that sounds like my jam entirely. And it is called Hobby Motivations. No, possum! Come and see. Okay, I'm gonna put that on the list. Alrighty. Well, I'm excited. You got my interest very piqued. I started watching Cyber City Edo, or Edo yesterday. I did not finish the first episode. I was not in the headspace, I think, to fully appreciate it. I was just pretty exhausted. Also, let's say you could be a tad louder. Okay, cool. I'll adjust that. Yeah, I think... Okay, is that good? That better? A little bit better? Maybe here? Woohoo! There we go. I'd say right there's probably good, right? That's probably good. I feel like it is in my bones. But I also was talking a little bit quieter, so here's full volume. Regular volume talking. Alrighty. Man, I have not messed with grief in a hot minute. The model, not the emotion. The man, not the motion. Yeah, I can hear you, or they didn't work. Okay, cool. If I need to turn it up, I can. Well, actually, no, I can't. That looks like that's as high as I can turn it up right now. So I guess from there, I just either A, need to talk louder, because I am kind of talking a little bit quieter. So, scream in my ear, Eli. Ah. Okay. Transparent white. Just going to grab a little bit more of that. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it. So we're going to be using a good amount of that. And then while we're here, we've got him not sitting on anything. Let's sit him on something. I'll get the box. I'll get the old Vice box. Let me go down to my Vice box. Bye, Spox. All right. Scream in my ears. Scream in my ears. Tell me I'm pretty. Something like that, right? All right. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about what all we've got done. I've touched base with old Johnny Witch Kisser and, sorry, Witch Smoocher. It's just smooches the witches. Got that done. What else? Who else did I talk to yesterday? Oh, yeah, my buddy Alan. I did not. Today, Dave is on the list. Do not worry. Dave is getting talked to today. Send an email to Dave. No more just me saying I'm going to do it. I have a good amount of breathing room now, so felt like a marathon doing all the 1490 Doom stuff. So I'm excited to not have to be constantly just like, I gotta finish this, then I gotta finish this, then I gotta finish this, which is what it's been for months now. Being able to sit back and be like, okay, what do I logically need to work on next? And the first thing is going to be better filming practices, pretty much getting down my live games, so hopefully I will make some difference in that. You've got room now to start Quar. Hello. Well, I do have room now to start Quar, so I think I am going to hold to, despite what I may have said earlier, my earliest commitments, and do Necropolis. I'm really on the fence though. Like Necropolis, I'm going to do Necropolis, but I'm wondering if I need to do it now or if the smarter thing is to go ahead and start working on the Mordheim warband that I need to have done by the beginning of the year. I feel like that's the more responsive Children's thing, but it definitely is. It definitely is. It's definitely the most responsive Children's thing. I should do that. Everyone's just like, no, we want the Muppets. How about super, super upsetting Cat Boys instead? And then eventually Muppets. I'm not saying I'm not going to do Quar. I'm just saying not right now. So needy, you all. It's okay, I like it. Don't ever change. Time to start Quar. Man, see, if it didn't involve me making, like, preparing terrain for it, because, like, I know you all know who I am. Alternating schedule. So that, I think, kind of, once we get Grief and my commission's done, then we could definitely do an alternating schedule. I try to pretty much make it to where I've only got one major project going at a time. The most recent one being 1490 Doom, which I eventually had to even stop working on Grief to just make sure I maintained those deadlines and those goals to get it done in time. So I don't know. The only hang up I have on just being like, yeah, let's do not Necromunda, but Necropolis. I mean, shit, we might get to Necromunda eventually. It's hard to say. While I love Necromunda, it's very. I personally do not like doing anything for a game that Games Workshop currently has that's still existent, as in not dead, because that means that they can still go around and touch it and affect my shit. So I have not looked into Necromunda in too long that I don't even know what I need or don't need to play it at this point, unless I play the older version. But yeah, Necropolis, given that it is only a 16 by 16 board, given that I've already printed out mausoleums and stuff, I think that's going to be the quickest way to add a second game to our repertoire of like, hey, let's play this. and let me showcase it and why I love it. And I gotta say, having not played Necropolis yet, it seems weird to be like, oh, it's because I love it. But I love all the artwork because it is my good friend Martin's. And I love the positive impact that Peter and his game have had on the community. And I want to support that in a way that I can. So I think showcasing it and showing people would be very much worth it. I'm not saying that Quar is not or any other game is not, but from a what do I think that I could get done soonest due to like how many models they need to play the game. And it could be argued, yeah, you know, I could do flames. Flames, it would be just so much more work because I really want to make a board that you're like, yep, that's for flames. And it does require a bigger space than 16 by 16 inches. So that is my thinking on that. Oh, good grief. Let's put a little more cream back in there, just a little bit. Pretty much right now just blocking in the main tones. When we go into like add gore and effects, damn 16 by 16 zillion Necropolis has a require. I'm sorry, and I mean the model count. 16 by 16 in the model count, man. Knowing that I need to only make it's like half the models essentially, especially because I'm gonna want to make them very rad. We need to do more time. I'm thinking about it now, and it's just like I know how much work it's going to be making the Mordheim band. It's going to be a lot. So honestly, 2 months. I need to get on it. So yeah, we're gonna do that first, and then we'll go from there. Fuck. Okay, I got it. Is a variable model count now? So yeah, it does, but I think on average you're looking at 10 models total on the board. Like, unless someone does like some real horde shit, which I'm not going to do for, you know, first warband at least. That way I can showcase it, and that way I can learn to play it. I've wanted to play it, but I need to be responsible, and the cat boys are a-calling me all the time. Check out my critique behind mighty fine. Like grief on the beaches. What else is in the teachers of grief is? Fuck the Pain Away by Peaches is just constantly playing every time you see grief. Why do these is because they require the least amount of work. Now see, I know that it seems like that on paper. You know me though, Possum. You know I can't just like print it and be like, here it is. Like I did that. I've printed so many things that I'm like, yeah, I'll just print them and paint them. I can't do that. I'm trying, but I don't. I really I don't want it to ever be I'm just building and painting stuff so I can just play games, because my favorite aspect is the creating. And I know anything that's like, oh yeah, it's World War One, and then, you know, anything variation of that, I'm gonna want to put time into it, and I think you're gonna want to see it if I put time into it. I think you're gonna be a lot happier if you wait. Trust me. I don't know what you would really do to them that isn't already available on Spruce. Hair, Possum. You know Muppets got hair. You know I gotta give those little Muppets some hair. All the hair. You guys are gonna be like, that's too much hair, Eli. I'm gonna be like, never. I'm just galling back into my hole. Never. Is that too much? They're anteaters. They don't have hair. Muppets have hair. I can't not see them as Muppets. And all Muppets have hair. Or are fuzzy. Let me rephrase that. All Muppets are covered in some kind of like hair. Anteaters are also covered in hair. Unless there's anteaters I don't know about. Fur, I guess, would be a better. They've all got fur. You know they need fur. I gotta give them fur. That might be excessive, and it might not look good. I don't know. I feel like it needs to happen, though. When I look at them, the first thing I think of is like, oh, fuck yeah, Labyrinth. Oh, yeah, Dark Crystal kind of shit. And I feel like I just need to go full Muppet with them. Also, I need fur. I'm cold. Now I'm gonna freeze. I'm a big man, Sponge. A big man. If you're not familiar, there's an episode of SpongeBob where they sneak into Sandy's treehouse, or sorry, her tree dome, and she is hibernating, and they proceed to take all of her hair to keep themselves warm. And that's what Patrick says after SpongeBob tries to give him just a little piece of hair. He says, Sponge, I'm a big man, a big, big man. And that is some dialogue from SpongeBob. It's a good episode. It's the one with Dirty Dan. I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan. All right. Where is everybody? Yeah, the world's crazy. I'm not trying to be like, hey, people need to get in here and hang out with me. I just hope everyone's doing okay. Things come up though, I get it. And you all are more than enough. Don't ever think you're not. Wink. Oh yeah, and today I gotta finish editing the old Piss Pants. I was trying to push through yesterday and get everything done. That way I did not have any really stressing factors going on today, so I could just work on getting better at what I'm trying to do. So yeah, it's good. It's going to be a good podcast. People I think are going to find value in it and like it. It's got some good real talk in it. It's got some real good bullshit, and it's got some real good real talk. The kind of stuff I like. If you enjoy listening to me yap on here, you're going to love it. Because it's me and the Shankster. Oh, transparent white. Sometimes you gotta put it all over your grief. I need a little bit of cream though. A little bit of that cream color. Naples orange, if you will. That's good. We don't want it entirely white, just the lightest shade of pink almost. There's a hair. Hey, grief, how about you getting the shot, bud? Ain't no party like a grief party, because the grief party don't stop. Oh yeah. I also might, if there is any interest in this, I might set up the stuff. So one of the things, for those of you that were not here during the initial launching of the distillery, well, of me streaming. I won't say it's the distillery because it wasn't fully envisioned. But you'll know that I picked up a bunch of things for streaming, one of which was actually to showcase games as well. So if there is interest in streaming it, Shankly really wants to play Arc Raiders together. So if there is anyone out there that wants me to stream that, let me know, and I will do so. I feel like that could be pretty fun. Pretty fun to watch. You know, I like yapping. I got to the final boss on Ghost of Yote yesterday, and it's some fucking bullshit. That's another thing going on in my life. I'll tell you that much. And it's not that I need to get good. It's that the pairing is not... The pairing in that game, and it's good for what it is, but it's not like Souls pairing. It's definitely not as tight. And it sure as hell is not Sekiro pairing. Which, after you've been playing Sekiro for a hot minute, going to that can definitely be frustrating. But yeah, just cannot get the fucking pairing down. And that's pretty key for the final boss is pairing. No spoilers. I mean, you know who the final boss is. It's the guy you're trying to kill the whole game. Anywho, I have no idea what Arc Raiders is. So, from the way that Shankly described it, and then very quickly after I looked at it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. It looks like a DayZ with large robots. If you're familiar with the game Generation Zero, I've never played it, but it sounds like someone took that idea and mixed it with DayZ. And that sounds pretty fun. I like the idea of permadeath games, kind of rolling with a crew, PvP kind of stuff, or PvE, I guess, mainly. I like that. I don't remember if it's all instances or not, or if it's like, I think it is instances. I don't know if it's literally a full MMO style kind of thing or not. I thought it was going to be Space World War 1 extraction shooter. Let me give an exact Space World War 1 extraction shooter. That sounds fucking rad. Arc Raiders is a third-person extraction shooter developed and published by Embark Studios for the PlayStation 5. The gameplay is PvPvE and can be played in teams of 2, 3, or played solo. Where you drop into a hostile world to complete quests, loot gear, and extract within a time limit. Okay, so. Gameplay involves both PvPvE combat against robotic enemies and other players, with a focus on scavenging, strategic movement, and careful planning to survive the dangerous surface. Unlike some extraction shooters, Arc Raiders is designed to be more friendly to casual players by reducing penalties of failure. Huh. If you die, you lose everything you brought in and everything you found during that mission. Before the 30-minute timer runs out, you need to reach an extraction point and successfully leave the area to keep your loot. You must find and collect items from simple resources to high-tier gear scattered across the map. Players start from a safe zone base and head to the surface to complete missions and objectives. You get stronger the stronger it is. Gotcha. Same people who made the finals. My addiction. Hell yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, if there is any interest in watching me stream that while playing with Shankly, I can set that up and we can do that. That's not me being like, I really want to do this and show you guys. It's more of, if that's something you all are interested in, I have the means to do that. So, we also have Blood Bowl 3 that Shankly and I have both downloaded. if you would like to watch us scream at not each other, at the game itself. And that's when I was trying to explain to Shankly, he was like, I've never really played Blood Bowl. I know a lot of people like it. And I was like, it is the most masochistic game. And I don't mean just the tabletop. I mean specifically the video game adaptation. If you are someone who enjoys Blood Bowl 3, I have news for you. You're a masochist. Because that game hates you. Like, completely. The way that the dice rolls work are supposed to be random. It's not. I refuse to acknowledge that there is any true randomness to it, because there have just been too many times that I've needed to roll 3 dice, rolled all 6s, re-rolled them again, rolled all 6s again. The likelihood of that, it's almost impossible, and it's happened many, many, many times, and it's almost always when you really, really, really need it not to, and it leads to the permadeath of a character. Maybe one that you've even been working on for months. That is Blood Bowl 3 in a nutshell. And also football. Like, it's like football if football was more violent. And there were orcs in it. Yeah. Oh, grief. Look at you go. Get stronger against fighting better bosses. It's most likely to take. That sounds rad. It sounds like my kind of jam. Fuck, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't been zoomed in. Or zoomed out. I've not been filming grief painting. I've not been filming the painting of grief for a hot minute. So I'm a little out of touch. A little out of touch. Touch, 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 touch. Now I'm in touch. Alrighty. We are going to have to downgrade in size of brush pretty quickly. Pretty soon. That'd be a better phrase. Drink your coffee, Eli. Thank you. Thank you, Mowgli. Yeah, so I'm thinking, maybe tomorrow? Tomorrow or sometime soon. Possum, you like more time and you play more time. Would you be interested in helping me coming up with a starting list or starting roster for my Beastmen warband? It fully sank in yesterday when I was looking at my little Femboy Death Cult for 1490 Doom, that I was like, man, there's a lot of things that like you kind of really got to understand to fully understand what I was trying to go with those from like a symbolism kind of standpoint. And that's when it connected that Possum, you better say yes. That's, I can tell you what I started with. Okay. I don't want to be power gamey with it, but I want to have at least some chance of having fun when I play. There's really only like one or two, like, well, I gotta have that. Gotta have a shaman. I have to have a chieftain. And I absolutely have to have a minotaur. You know we're starting with a minotaur, babies. You know I love a good minotaur. But as far as equipping them and whatnot, I need to dive into that. And then we can start making all of the lore. So I really wanted, I know that I've talked about this being a thing that I wanted to do on this channel. I need help with the rules side of it, just in a little bit, in the beginning. After that, as far as the character development and the stories, the aesthetic, all that stuff, I really want to show every step of that, of how I'm going to go through designing, building, and eventually we will have, gameplay and whatnot. Depending on how much terrain I have, we might have more time here, some more time games. We will. We will. Are you guys playing with any house rules? I don't know. I know that we are using up to 1C from Broheim. I know that the Minotaur, apparently Beastmen, and in total, they have a skill that is pretty hotly debated called Shaggy Hide, that Broheim at one point had the rule to where it lets you use a two-handed weapon one-handed, but now it's just like a shitty armor save. So from everything that I've read, it's just like, yeah, you need to play with the two-handed to make them even viable. But you know how the internet is, and I would much prefer someone's opinion that I know. And I realize that there's all kinds of people out there, but I know Possum, you love Murdheim, as well as Roz. A lot of people like Murdheim, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to play it. And I'm excited to make a all-cap boy Beastman warband that is just upsetting on many levels. That was a typo. Are you guys playing with any house rules? I can tell you this. Oh, it was a typo? Okay, so what is it? Is it just the armor? It's not actually the two-handed thing? I know the Beastmen, of course I picked the ones that have like a bunch of like, there's a little bit of discrepancies. Shaggy Hide, Zoink Scooby, let's get out of here. Okay, Raggy. Or a mistake, whether it's supposed to be the armor save. Okay, Eco Time, hi, USA. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Mowgli. Tell the Eagles I said hi. I will join you shortly. Perfect timing. Hell yeah. So, good morning, USA. Also, welcome. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Man, Grief, it's wild. I don't look at you for a hot minute, and then I look at you, and then I think, who boy, you are nightmarish, my sweet boy. I don't know why anyone would think that Beastmen are bad because they can't dual wield two weapons. Yeah, but it's the internet. You know how that is. Like, if you can't insta-gib a knight before the game starts, it's not a good army list, and it's just not even possible to play it. And that obviously there's no Imperial Knights in Mordheim, but you know what I mean. Like if you're learning or trying to figure out how to play like 40k, that's just the easiest one to relate to for most people. The very first thing you're going to look at online is it's just like that list is, it'll never be able to handle the current meta, which is all knights all the time, and it's just like the amount of blanket statements that you just become super numb to when trying to build your list and just like have fun at a game before you start, because there's just so much time investment that it takes. That's the thing. Like, and that's why, obviously I want to be like, yeah, I'll just make whatever the hell I want, but I love my stuff being WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. I don't like anybody feeling like I'm pulling a fast one, because man, there are a few things that like make me go aggro, and like people that really only play tabletop games for the gotcha factor. I hate that shit. It just is a different way of playing. It's not my thing. And I realize that most people in like tournament scenes, often I kind of just like, oh yeah, competitive or tournament. That's where you find that. That's not actually where you find that. You do find people that are just super win at all cost, but they are not trying to gotcha you because they assume that you also are aware of that kind of stuff and are doing the same thing. It's more of them pulling out any stops on what is or is not fun to play against. It's a different thing. The guy that goes to a friendly local group and like brings shit that you would only ever encounter in a hyper competitive state, that's the guy I don't like. because he essentially is, introducing all the people that are there to just have fun to that guy, uh, which is that guy does not belong in a friendly local group or a friendly gaming group, in my very firm opinion. Well, if you aren't playing any house rules and are playing straight, as the book tells you, it's clubs and daggers for everyone. Okay. I've been told that the Minotaur really likes a halberd, and I like a halberd too myself. Also, on that note, speaking of halberds, I don't know if someone already told me that there was a character that I'm really going to like in Inuyasha, but you were right. We found him. The Band of the Seven was an interesting story arc change, and I'm a fan. Grief, 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 grief. Daggers, clubs. So what's your list look like? Possum, what'd you start with? I'm sure that I need bodies. Like, bodies I know are pretty much just a good thing to have in any game. You don't want to lose like 2 dudes and then just be like, oh, time to go. Unless that's your plan. That's not ever my plan, especially if I'm playing anything that's like, I like raiding. But yeah, it sank in the amount of things, like describing, my list is built for Nemo rules. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if anything, that seems like a good stand. Is there anything specifically different that they did? Because I think everybody that is in our gaming club either A, would want to do that, like play at Nemo, or did. I don't remember if Shankly did last year or not. No, I guess he didn't, because he's not played more time yet. But I think if we built our lists with the intention of possibly playing it at Nemo next year, that might be a good idea. So did Nemo do something different with leveling and stuff? Because I feel like that would be a thing. If you only have X amount of time versus a long-term campaign, often this is me saying this for anybody that does not know. Often when you go to events, if you're not going to actually be playing a multiple week, month-long event, you're just trying to do it over the course of like a day or two, they change how the character development works in games like Mordheim, Trench Crusade, anything where like leveling up, getting better is involved. That way you kind of get to enjoy some of the stuff in those days, in those games, that you otherwise would not be able to. No, we'll explain in a few minutes. Oh, okay, sorry. Don't mean to talk your head off, Possum. Oh, grief. Oh, good grief. You got a lot of little kitty hairs on you, grief. A lot of Barbie hairs too, but that's expected. I put those there. I didn't put the kitty hair. So Adelheid and I'm going to say Mikola. I don't remember Otto's wife's name. I never do. I never will. I'll remember it tonight, I promise. I got those finished and painted yesterday. They are drying after some weathering. I just have to do the bases, and then everything is done for $14.90. I'm really, really pumped about that. Those 2 characters are some of the darkest ones I've ever made. Like, on a reflecting on them. And I'm really, really glad that I went ahead and did make models for them, as opposed to just using a marker or something, because they have so much character, and they really add to the sheer horror of what the world that we find ourselves in 1490 Doom. So Adelheid looks like I showed her yesterday on the stream, but I tried to base her as close as I could hair wise and like kind of vibe wise off of the old lady from the Taking of Deborah Logan, the snake lady. Spoiler alert for anybody there. It's not too much of a spoiler if I just say Snake Lady. You won't see what happens coming, that's for goddamn sure. And you've probably already seen the image that I'm talking about. But anywho, yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting going from painting a bunch of people that are like bludgeoning each other to death in the mud. Very different vibe painting up a very sickly little girl and older woman, aged. She has been, aged obviously. Stress and whatnot of the creeping death of her husband, trying to overthrow their lords. All of living through the, creeping death. Everything about it would be extremely stressful. So. Hi, Star. How are you? Having a rough night today. Good to see your stream. Oh no, what troubles you, my sweet? Tell me of your troubles. Okay, so Nemo has the house rules of offhand attacks, get a -1 to hit, and shields him an additional +1 armor saves in melee combat. Told him +2 to your saves when melee. I got like a quarter life crisis. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that. Anything we could help talk about? Or if you just need a distraction, we can do that too. We are here for you though. If you don't want to blast your stuff, you can always, Discord's always an option. But yeah. I'm sorry to hear you are going through it, my friend. But we are here if you need us. I keep forgetting that, I was like, oh yeah, he's covered in bells. So every now and then I just jingling, ling, 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 ling. There's so much jingling. Such a jingly little grief boy. I like them bells. Would you say, Possum, that the additions to those Nemo rules, like those Nemo house rules, are they beneficial to add? Or are there any house rules that you think truly make the game play better, like overall for everybody? If those are something that we should do, then I absolutely would want to do that, and we'll talk to the others about that. We've got a really wild assortment of different war bands. Let me find our list. We've got Steve's doing the Restless Undead, Daniel's doing Pirates, 2 people are going Orcs and Goblins, 1 Vampire counts, Lizardmen, and then my Beastmen. After 3 years, I know I chose the wrong major to study him recently. That might give me sorry, that makes me my GM basic test, which is more off because she's got that stuff. That is a lot. That's a lot to go through. So what makes you think that you chose the wrong major? Is it just a very clearly obvious, yep, this is not for me? Or is it just eh? Which that, I can't stress enough, you are not alone in that boat. So many people know that vibe. And no matter what kind of life event that you're going through, acknowledgement is it's the first step on the road to fixing something. So it's a lot and it's overbearing, but I don't feel satisfaction or enjoy working or studying this at all. I'm okay at it, but 8 hours in the office 5 days a week is scary to me. I gotta tell you, I relate to that really, 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 really hard. I was going to school for engineering, and I stopped going to school for engineering around the time I became an engineer in RF. Not by paper that says I can do it, but by, you know, experience and working my way up from the bottom and understanding everything from working different positions throughout the company, until eventually I got where someone who had the ability to look and see like, hey, you're very capable, could give me a chance where I just absolutely excelled. However, it very quickly did turn into just like that, where it's just what used to give me joy about it was slowly stripped away until there was just nothing left. And that is soul crushing and overwhelming on a level that I don't think a lot of people can fully grasp until they experience something like that. But no, I completely understand that. Is there something else that you feel like you would rather be doing? Or are there ways to do what you were wanting to do that do not require you to be in an office? And I completely understand the stress that we give ourselves by needing help from others is high. Yeah. Whew, it is 9:03. I am going to go pee. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, my sweets. Sorry, not trying to leave mid-conversation. I'll return. Gotta pee.
comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just fur and teeth and blood and bitter angry groans.
And we're back. I like creative stuff, but I don't have a lot of support for it. Man, okay. I'm trying to think of how to... I do not have as much support as I would like in my own creative endeavors, just to be comfortable. I had to prepare a lot, a whole lot, to be able to think that this was feasible. But it still was just an insane amount of work. More hard work than I've done in a very long time. And I'm constantly feeling like I'm drowning. So I love it, but it is also like I've got to really up my game of how to present and how to make people understand what I'm trying to do. So I don't want to say just completely jump headfirst into that, just from my own personal experience of how fucking hard that is. But yeah, that I also don't know. I don't know what things are like in your part of the world, where what you could do with something creative like that, or do something creative. I need more deets. I need more deets, but also, I don't know, I would like to help in any way that I can, with feedback or anything. I'm sorry you were going through it. It's just a lot, regardless. I completely relate to the fear of putting more stress on someone else that you care about that already has their own shit going on. I know how that feels. Because you don't want to be selfish and make them take on that burden. A balance. I would take time. I guess, yeah, that the biggest thing, I'll be okay, I think. Yeah, I mean, regardless, you'll work through it. I mean, take time to figure out what you want to do. While it can feel like, if you know that what you're going for and what you're doing is not going to make you happy, I'm not going to give anybody legal advice and whatnot, but as far as a happiness thing, if you're doing something and you've been doing it for a hot minute and you realize that it's not going to make you happy, you should stop doing that thing. And the sooner you stop doing it and try to think about what will make you happy, the happier you will be. And that is very fucking hard. Just a full disclosure, it's very hard to sit down and think, what do I actually want to do? What makes me happy? Because that's a first step in figuring out how to do what you love, or something you at least even remotely enjoy, and be able to support yourself and keep doing it. And not everybody has to turn their hobby or their creative desires into their way of supporting themselves. I know a lot of people physically cannot do that. Like, they And I used to be like that. They don't want to associate a thing that they do simply to unwind. But the difference, I think, with most of the people that I've talked to that are like that is that they have a job that they at least somewhat enjoy, as opposed to like they have to become numb to even get through it. And I think if you're in a place like that, hopefully you're not, but if you're in a place like that, it's rough. And I've been there. But eventually you will figure it out. I'm very confident that you will. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully it's not just me talking out my ass. But as someone that put 15 years into a field and left that behind for my own like safety, health, and happiness, it was the right move for me. I'm not saying everybody should just quit their jobs and do what they love to be happy, but I would not have been able to keep doing what I was doing and not have a break of some kind. That would not be good for anybody, especially me. And that's it. Like, your time, I say it every time, and I mean it. Your time is the most important thing that you have. We all only have so much time here. So, Star, why don't you come and see? Oof. Is it going to be a good time to watch that? Well, maybe. Maybe. If you're like, oh yeah. Sometimes you need to get in your feels. Yeah, hopefully that helped. And it wasn't just me talking about myself, at least. Oh shit, never mind. Didn't know what you were talking about. Sorry, I asked for movie recommendations. Yeah, no. The heavy things. Mowgli, do you have any advice? Or any thoughts, concepts? I'm not trying to put that on you. I'm just open floor. But no, it's hard. It's just hard. It's hard whenever you realize, man, I've put too much of my time into something and it's not going to make me happy. But out of all the times in which that has happened to me, after I acknowledge that and start working towards putting another plan in motion, I am always happier. And I'm always glad that I did. The only thing I end up regretting is how long I waited. That's it. You are, I know, younger than I am. So if there's time for me to do an about face and try to change almost everything about my life to where I am happier, I'm confident you can do it too. Everybody's journey is a little different, obviously, and everyone's situation is different, but I absolutely agree with that. And it's not as easy as just, oh, just change it. That's simplification, and I'm not saying, oh, Mowgli's wrong. I'm not. I agree. Change it. But it's worth your happiness is worth putting the time in. There can be flexibility in the office depending on your degree. I could have traveled a lot if I wanted to. A lot can happen in just 1 year. An insane amount can happen in just 1 year. Yeah, you're very right. An absolutely just comical amount has happened in the past year for a lot of people. Yeah. But your happiness is important, and it is worth putting the time into to figure out you. And just also be respectful and mindful of those that, the support that you need. don't lose sight of giving them what they need as well. It's a balancing act. It's all balancing act. But that is absolutely correct on, USA Libertarian's point. Like, so many degrees can do different things. It may not be that the job is the issue, more of the location and what you're doing there is the issue. Because there absolutely are many doors that different things can be used in. That could be, applied in. It might not just be like what you are experiencing, and that is probably a better thing. See, look online at people who do what you are working on to see if that is just the deal. Like if there are other ways that a degree could be used that you're going for, or the knowledge. But if creativity is something important to you, always put time towards that for you. And you have to compare to the alternatives. Working for a few years and having no financial stress while you figure out what you want to do is better than constant hand-to-mouth stress. Yes. Yeah. Also, you don't have to work 8 hours 5 days a week. You could work 3 days and 4 days off. That's true. No, there's so many factors. There's so many factors. Or 4 on, 3 off. Yeah. No. There are a lot of factors. I would also make sure, and I'm just trying to speak in hindsight, as someone who left the career that they were pursuing and they had put a lot of time and work in, I left because I was very, very firm in my thoughts on what I could do with the career that I had built. And I mean, months of really just like, I think this is what I'm going to do, talking about it with, my wife, talking about planning, all of those things. I definitely did not just be like, I think I'm done with this. And I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just, don't make any rash decisions until you fully know what you want. That would be my best. If you're like, yep, I'm not going to be happy with this, I don't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't enjoy doing it in any kind of way, then yeah, it's definitely time to evaluate. If it's just a location or just certain certain parts of it, then it's definitely, look into it. Spend time looking into it before you make any big changes. And that's a good bit of advice, I think, for most things. Most people, most situations, most problems is take the time to figure out where the issue is, that what you don't like, what you need to change about it to be happier and healthier, because that's another thing. For the argument against just stick with it, it would have killed me if I had kept doing what I was doing, like just factually. I was very unhealthy and very unhappy having to put myself in a box mentally every day, and I brought that home with me. It impacted every aspect of my life in an extremely negative way. So hopefully it is not a situation like that. I used to do warehouse and factory jobs, but I didn't want to break my back for a couple extra dollars. Now I get paid to watch YouTube and smoke weed. Mowgli, you are living the dream. That sounds like an amazing job. And I support that. Like, yeah, don't... Realizing when you are being used and deciding, I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think I'm going to care more about me than what people tell me to do, is empowering in a very, very wonderful way. One that took me a very long time to be able to actually accomplish myself. And so much of that was just all in here. Just thinking that the only route that I had I could do, like the route that I had built, which is like, well, I've got too much time in. I have to do this thing. That's not the case, especially if you're younger than me. So I won't rant about your situation anymore. I think we've given a lot of good advice. I don't want to make it weird for you, or think I'm talking too much about it. But I appreciate everybody else's feedback. That's very, very kind of you guys. It's what I like to see, helping each other out, being there for each other. Hopefully, any of that helped. What do you think, Grief? Ah, so spoopy. So spoopy, Grief. The spoopiest boy in the world. Yeah. Real spoopy. This skin is going to be interesting to do. I'm trying to figure out how best to go about doing that. So, Mordheim. Yes, Mordheim, Possum. Mordheim me. I'm ready for it. Yeah, 500 gold crowns, a minotaur, a chieftain, a shaman, some bestigors. That sounds like a good thing for me. I'm excited. I'm going to do some little sketches of cat boys, various types. Definitely going to be some similarities from a visual aesthetic to my cat boys from Visterion. They're demons, so these are going to be similar in concept, but very different. More character, as opposed to just mindless horde. Well, not mindless, but single purpose. Wintergreen, baby. Let me grab some of these little knights. Teeth. Dual wielding is the strongest thing of the game. If you ain't doing it, you're losing. The reason for the -1 off hand to hit is to try and reduce that effectiveness. Gotcha. So, here is Otto and Adelheid. Thought you guys might want to see them. I'm pretty pleased with how they look. Otto, I think, looks like a big bad. And Adelheid looks like a very sad, sickly child. She says, Dad, please, bring some medicine. I've got the creeping death. Pretty dark. Yeah, as she is kind of like got a little blanket pulled around her like a shawl to stay warm. She's sick. So I'm happy with how they look. Grief. Let's get you in focus, bud. There we go. Furthermore, the shield buff is to incentivize using shields and not holding another. Son of a bitch. She fell right. Damn it. I dropped her again. Damn it. Okay. She's okay. She's okay. Okay. Put him back in spray booth. I don't want to drop him again. And they're still a little wet, so hopefully I didn't fuck that up. Coffee is gone. Take that off the list. Big water. Alrighty. Grief, my boy. We gotta deal with all this skin you got. Texture. Yes, yes. Yeah, I gotta do the bases. Once the paint, although the weathering stuff is dry on them, I'll be able to get their bases done. But I was very happy with them. just get a little bit. That way we can do almost kind of a wash. Clubs being 3 gold coin, daggers being free, meant you could outfit every single character for 3 gold coins and have them with the optimal loadout. That's pretty ridiculous. So it sounds like that might be a house rule that we need to invoke. That sounds like it's a pretty game-altering combination. Now, I've seen people say, would that be part of making it more quote-unquote gentleman's wartime? Where it's not so much just a beatdown? Being able to spend some extra gold coin to start the game with a 4-up armor save is the reason for people to grab axes and halberds to reduce armor saves. Gotcha. Good morning, Roz. Possum is trying to help me prepare for Murdheim. If you have any Murdheim experience or recommendations, please let me know. I saw your story and had no idea what you were implying about cat boys. Oh. Hello, Mowgli. Well, there's just a lot. Given that I try to have a lot of thought and representation of like, hey, what's going on here? I like to add realism, but I also like to explain what makes these guys different. Why are they like that? Why are they like this? And having an entire warband of cat boys that behave like beastmen, my thinking was we're going to have to cover a lot of concepts that are typically going to require a, hey, warning, content contains topics like blank or blank, because they might be triggering for some people. Anything involving raiding, like raiders and what people who raid kind of do. I played one learning game of more time with Danny and Adcon. I have 0 advice. Did you play Indica? Indica? Indika? I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Is there something like indica other than what I'm thinking of? But yeah, I just kind of realized there's a lot of people out there like, hey, I'm into this kind of a thing. That I'm going to have to probably explain what that kind of thing might be, because we're going to cover it's a Slanesh Beastman cult. They are monsters, and they're going to be into a lot of weird, probably what people would consider kinky stuff, because they're Slanesh, and I really want to represent that. So, just a lot of people that are really into werewolves. Oh, well, not weed. You play as a nun that can speak to the devil. That sounds fucking rad. I think Beastman had some changeling lore way back, which does play into some blood level problems. Yeah. Yeah, there's just a lot of. I know that we're going to talk about some stuff that's just like, yep, this is dark, but someone out there's like, oh, that's my thing. That was my my realization. I was explaining how an all cat boy beastman horde that is pretty animalistic. Beastmen are very animalistic, but also very fucked up. And when you add Slanesh in there, there's just going to be a lot of topics and conversations that we're going to have on, hey, why did I make it like this? Why did I make that? That a lot of people are going to be like, I learned a lot today. And some people are going to be like, yeah, I already knew this and it's my jam. Eli wanders through for affinity for inspiration. So that's, yeah, so essentially, I did not realize that I'm going to have to talk about a lot of stuff that I don't even know how to begin being like, oh yeah, hey, watch out, I'm going to talk about this and it's probably going to upset you, because it's all going to be upsetting. But there is definitely an entire subgroup out there of people that are like, oh, that's my thing. That's my yum. Don't yuck it. And I didn't really think about that whenever I was like, oh, all cat boy stuff, or all cat boy beastman army warband. That was what it was about. I was watching Come and See 299 on YouTube. It sounds like it would be pretty rad based on what Mowgli was telling us. My concern was there's going to be a lot of weird sexual conversations and topics that we're going to have with the Catboy Beastmen. And just thinking about how that out the gate, just saying that phrase, it's just like, I already know that there's just going to be things that I'm going to learn, I'm going to teach, and I'm going to hear about that I'm like, oh man, that's upsetting. But I'm not yucking anybody's yum. That was all I was getting at. Yeah, I think anybody that likes Dread probably would like what Mowgli was recommending. I know it piqued my interest. Anytime you're like, yeah, I wanted to make this for years, but I couldn't because it fucked me up too much. It's just like, okay, well, I'd like to watch it. I think I'll take a peep. Meep, meep, meep. Ah, cool, dipping out. Going to Crispy Crafts. Ah, my wife has a resin commission she needs to grow a small bottle for. Have fun. Thanks for popping in. Something, 12.5 usable. Okay. War movie set in 1940. I'm a little overseas. It's forward trip, beautiful. Something, 12 and a half usable. Possum, I don't know what that means, but my curiosity's piqued. What does that mean? Wait a minute. I think I just pieced it together. Yeah, things like that. It's like old unicorn lore, like where unicorns like originate. And we're not very friendly. Did a lot of messed up stuff. And if you don't know, I won't explain. That one's for the freaks up. That's it. Possum is I realize that there's just a lot of things with the Slaneshi Beastmen cult where they're all cat boys. So we're gonna have to talk about weird stuff like that. Or it's just gonna come up and either A, not talk about it, or B, just be like, I don't know. I just thought that this was the right thing to do. And it's just like, I kind of want to explain the whole process. So it's just like, well, there's gonna be fucked up shit that we're gonna have to think about to make these how I would see them in my mind's eye. Yeah, okay, grief. I think we've gotten a good coloration on there. That's one for the freaks out there. That's it. That's it. That might be too much orange. I think it is. And I proceed to put more on another piece. I think that will work though. I'm going to blend it just a little bit. Oh, the other name of my house was the large models logos for that ogre trolls minotaurs roll on the hero entry table rather than the henchman table. That sounds like a good choice. Just that way you don't lose your shit too early. Or it could be a bad choice. It could be more brutal or less brutal. I'd have to look at the two of them. But yeah, those are definitely things that I need to bring up to the group to see what they want to do. Well, I'm really excited now thinking about this Minotaur Warband. It's going to be fun. Now, do you think that those were, having played in the Nemo event, do you think that that was a better experience, having those house rules, or do you think that they should have been left out? Like that it would be good either way, personally? Yes. Evening hobby hang tonight at 7. 100%. We are going to be Wait, no. Friday. Oh, so tomorrow I think I'm going to do tonight because I'm not going to the bar. It's rainy, it's cold. I want to stay in. Um, so I don't think I'm going on Thursday. Now, that might be something that I have to like alternate like sometimes, but also tomorrow is Halloween, so I will be doing Halloween stuff. I think for me it's the optimal play experience. You still have people dual wielding like crazy, but it felt like it wasn't always the most optimal thing. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Possum. That's wonderful news. I will press that on to the gaming crew and see. So do they still have? They left like I guess like regular experience and leveling normal. Also, it was a longer event, I think, so you actually did have time to like kind of develop and stuff. I don't know how many games were played. I'm guessing probably 4. 4 sounds like a normal kind that you would expect in an event. 3 or 4. Eli, you'd better have decor tomorrow. Okay, I hear you. I will. There will be some decorations. It might not be the craziest decorations, but I will do what I can. I don't want to upset you all. It is spoopy time after all. And you all know I love the spoopy stuff. So it's just, I need to do the thing. And now I've got time, so. Man, it feels great to have something done that I can actually showcase now. It's only taken 6 months to have a single thing, like game done. But it was a whole lot of work. And during that time, I got a whole bunch of other projects started. So for our next ones, we can just pick up and it will go a lot easier. The first one was always just going to be the most, I think, mentally intensive. Which is why Trench Crusade's not coming until later, because that one is the biggest of all. So I kind of want to get a couple different games down to where I can showcase, I can play them, I can enjoy them. I can have people over to play them, film that, and show everybody, you know, what I love, why I love it. So yeah, it feels good. It feels good, man. Yeah. I just painted over a whole bunch of stuff, but I really like that color. I think it's going to take the red that we're going to put over top of it, very similar to like we did with all the meat, to really make this look nightmarish and gory as hell. Not as hell, but like it should. That white, pale skin, I think, is going to showcase the red variations very well. A little less creamy, or peachish, I guess. More pale. Yeah. Okay, just grab the skelly, paint it red. That is an option. We have a 12-foot tall Home Depot skeleton outside, and every year when we put it up, I'm just like, let's just paint it red. Let's just paint that thing red and put it in the front yard. I need to print a new piece for the arm joints, so I gotta find that. But one of his arms, the connector broke. It's frustrating putting up a 12-foot tall Home Depot skeleton every year. Every year it is stressful because it is just so big and unwieldy. Always a pain, and that always leads us to be like, let's just leave this thing year round, which was my plan from the beginning. I think they maybe had a rule that henchmen could get experience from picking up wordstone and extra wordstone on the board. That's cool. All right, I'll look into the rules and see what else they changed. I'm pretty sure they have that available on their website still. At least I think they do. Definitely going to be fun naming all of them. I want to use the Black Tongue from the Realms of Chaos for a lot of markings and whatnot. It's going to be good. Red dry skeleton. It's in the under the dice. All right, hell yeah. Okay, I remember thinking I saw it somewhere. So, all right, yeah, that sounds good. I will thank you for your help, Possum, and thank you for your opinions and recommendations. I appreciate that. If it makes it more enjoyable to play, I think that would be something that all of us would be more interested in. Also, if it makes it to where you don't have just a right and wrong answer, I think that's always important for me, at least. I like knowing that I'm not just choosing to shoot myself in the foot for equipping them in a way that isn't the most, like, power gamey. I don't like power gaming. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to not be zoomed in on the action. This is awful looking. All right. I might let Grief sit and let some of this oil dry before I start going anywhere else with it, because I don't want to mess up what I've just done. So I'll put him in the spray booth. Be right back. Man, I've also got to pee again. It's happening. Help. So, what else do I need to do that I can do on camera? Well, I know these guys need to be based. Are they dry enough for that? I think so. I'll grab all these little dudes and we can base and do some basing. The end of the stream is slowly coming upon us. We got 10 minutes though. We got time to dick around with some dirt. Or not dirt, but baking soda and hermit crab sand. A little super glue, a little hermit crab sand, a little baking soda. Hey, bada bing, bada boom. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. Especially these guys. They're like, hey, we're not going to have naked bases anymore. And I'm like, you're right. No more naked. No more nakedness. Okay. Move that as well. And also get my Gamsol out of here. All right. Where'd that super glue go? Phone, get out of there. Found another piece of paint. My super glue is over there. I tripped over my flip-flops. So most of the castle that I was printing, the 1491 that I embiggendified, I made bigger, is done printing. To give you all an idea of how different it looks size comparison to the one officially sized. Let's bring this bad boy back a little bit. Right about there. So yeah, that is the size that we are now at, with having made them 148.93% bigger. I think that's good. That's enough room for a couple people to get up there and fight to the death, as they are one to do. Get that out of there. We're going to need a little bit more of the good stuff. And by that I mean baking soda and hermit crab sand. So I'm going to grab that. It should be in here. And it should be... I need to readjust this shelf. The other one's good. This one could use some adjusting though. That's hermit crab sand. That's... It says hermit crab sand. Okay, there it is. There's the baking soda. Yeah, this one is a little bit off-centered, so it kind of has like a little pull to it when I go to open it. All right. So how do I do my basing? I'll show you. Auto. Okay, right about there. So typically, just take super glue and put it on the base. And then I take, we're going to move this a little bit. Hi, Star, welcome back. I'm back. Thank you for the advice. I'll rewatch the vid. Oh, no worries, no worries. Hopefully it is applicable. Hopefully it is helpful. But yeah, take care of you and those you love. Make sure you don't make any too rash decisions, but don't stick into it if you feel like, oh, I've just put too much time in it, but you know you're not going to be happy. I don't remember if I said it already, but I'll send you my Nemo list on Discord. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Possum. Grab a little baking soda. And we're going to take a little more super glue. Get the areas that I did not get. Trying to build up a couple of the other areas. Okay. Just get that off of the legs, arms, anywhere that the baking soda is the main culprit here. That's going to get stuck elsewhere. But yeah, so that is what we're left with. Now when we hit this with our mud, the damp earth weathering that I use, as well as the dark mud and the earth effects, it will look like the other ones do. So yeah, thank you. I'm excited. I'm really excited that we're getting all this done. Yeah, sorry about I will check it out locally. I will look into that. I will recommend it to Kelly. I will say, hey, we were told we need to watch this movie. It sounds like it's our jam. So it's a horror movie. That I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see what the hype is about locally. Just blow on it just a little bit to get that extra baking soda off there. As far as, hey Eli, why are you using super glue, not PVA glue? Time. I do most of my basing these days with super glue, unless it's something really big. I don't really tend to use PVA because if it is really big, that means that we got to use a lot of super glue, and pretty much at the point where I'm like, okay, if I do that with super glue, how high are my chances of getting a cyanoacrylate like chemical burn from just the amount of super glue in the air? And if it's really kind of like more than like, I don't think so, then it's like, yeah, I gotta do something different. So yeah, that looks good. That will take nicely. Now yeah, and why I am mixing super glue, or sorry, baking soda and hermit crab sand, is I want to have two different coarseness of texture, because that will, one, doing the two different layers of super glue creates a difference in the leveling of the ground and whatnot, but also using two different very fine, one hyper fine and then one extremely fine granules, means that there's just so much variation, and the inks that we use will sink into those very, very, very well. But yeah, I think it is 9:59, so in a couple seconds it will be the 10 o'clock. I have to pee, so I am going to make sure I'm on time today, because I've really got to pee. So, oh no! But thank you guys so much. Mowgli, Possum, Star, Roz, USA Libertarian. I think that is that everybody. USA Libertarian, Mowgli, Possum, Roz, Star. I think that's everybody. But thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. Your time is the most valuable thing that you have. So the fact that you all enjoy spending it with me truly means the world to me. Take care of yourselves and each other. Tell your friends you love them. Sit pretty. And I will see you guys hopefully, I will be here, but hopefully you guys are as well. Tonight at 7 Eastern time, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to go through the third mission of the Fall of Rothenburg and hopefully kill this son of a bitch. This guy thought that he could get one over on us. Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. Wasted my time fighting old farmers and beekeepers and little shitty houses last round, last scenario. So now we're gonna go storm a castle, and we got our friend Arvid with us, so it's gonna go great. But yeah, until then, I will catch you guys later. Take care. Thank you guys again. If you want to support me, as always, the link to the fourth wall is in the description. Until then, bye, friends. Oh, what does this say? Thank you for the stream. Thank you guys. All right. Bye, friends.